All right, guys, sales and leadership are going to be the two skills that you're going to need to get rich. Filthy freaking rich. You're going to see me on this Zoom pour my heart and soul into an insurance company that's been partnered with us, that's growing at light speed pace. So watch this video, write down some notes on how you could get better in sales and leadership. Let's freaking go. This one's dangerous. All right, so guys, listen, what you're gonna learn today is how to be the best version of yourself and your sales team. I want you guys to take notes. The person who takes the best notes in the room is gonna be the person that can go back, recap this, and create their game plan to be more successful. I know all of you guys want a couple of things. I know you want more freedom. I know you want more money. I know you want nobody to be able to put their thumb on you and to be able to live the life that you wanna live. In order to do that, you're gonna have to self-develop, okay? Here's what you're gonna learn. The traits that separate sales professionals from the pack: unleashing confidence, character, closing, and leadership power. Raise your hand in this room if you're a leader. Raise your hand if you're a leader. Raise your hand. Raise your hand. My guy in the front, why aren't you raising your hand? You two guys in the front. Why aren't you raising your hand? Come on, respond. Why aren't you raising your hand?
I don't feel like a leader yet.
Why not?
I'm not where I'm in no positions already when I was with people without knowing myself.
Okay, can I ask you a question? And I respect that. You're saying that there's a whole nother level inside of you, and once you feel like you're the example, then that's when you feel like you're the leader.
Yeah.
Why would you need to start waiting to do that right away? Is there people that sell right next to you? Is there people that look up to you in your life, your nephews, your cousins, your family? Are they looking up to you?
Yeah.
Leadership is not a title. I want you to write this down. Leadership is the position, it's the skill of influence, right? It's you're going to influence all these people around you. Every single person in this company is a leader. There's gonna be two skills that are gonna get you guys rich: sales and leadership. Write that down. Sales and leadership. So guys, listen, I don't care where you're at. I don't care if you're brand new in this company. I don't care if you're 2 weeks into this company and you're just trying to find a way and you don't got any money in the bank and you don't feel like a leader. You don't realize how many people are looking to you for your energy, that are looking to you to grow this company. So you have to understand, we're all leaders. Everybody, two clap if we're all leaders on the same page. Two clap. All right, good. Okay, now guys, listen, I want you to be present today, and here's why. I left this little girl right here, my beautiful newborn, Harlow, and I left my beautiful daughter, Mila, and my beautiful son, and my amazing, handsome son, Jackson, to do this presentation with you guys today. And for me, I was so stirred up this morning I could barely sleep. I was walking around, I was pacing, and I want to be so good for you guys because I just know that there might be one person in here that just needs a breakthrough. And honestly, my power comes from God. My power comes from just wanting to be a servant heart person that can help other people. So if you don't mind, before we start this thing, can I pray for you guys? Is that okay? Is that okay? Okay. And by the way, I'm not asking you to believe in Jesus or nothing. I'm just saying, you know, if nothing else, just believe in yourself. But for me, I know that if somebody in this room is searching for the breakthrough today, I would be freaking just amazed. I know that I can give it to you. So bow your heads real quick. God, we come to you today just humbled and grateful that you put us in a room full of people that just want to win, that want to level up. God, we know that these are our brothers and sisters and we spend more time with them than our family. God, we're searching for this next level of energy, this next level of belief in our company and belief in our team and our sales leaders and the people in this company that keep this thing together and keep this family glued together. God, we know through you, iron sharpens iron. We know anything is possible. God, I pray that somebody right here that can have a breakthrough, that they believe that anything is possible and they can get the life that they want. And by the way, that they know that there's more inside of them. So God, I just pray that somebody finds that breakthrough and they truly believe in themselves today and they find one little thing that maybe enhances or totally transforms or shifts just something that they're thinking. God, we know that perspective is so important. So we pray for amazing perspective today. We pray this team gets closer than ever. We pray for all of our leaders like Bree and everybody in the company who are driving us to be better. And we pray for more accountability. We pray for people to be hard on us. We pray that you break us of any of our weaknesses, any of our shame, any of our guilt. In Jesus' name we pray, amen. Okay? Listen, man, you got to be careful when you pray that, breaking you of your weaknesses, because that's when your life is going to get a little rough. You need to go through a total recreation. Everybody say total recreation. Every single level, you're going to have to recreate yourself. Guys, I'm gonna be honest with you. I came from nothing. I was the #1 and 2 Nissan sales guy in the country for 10 years. For 8.5 years, I was the #1 salesperson. Between 2010 and 2020, I sold more cars than anybody in the country for that brand. This is a picture of me and my brother. We sold 128 units that month between the two of us, put us #1. We were 22-year-old shithead kids that just came from a single mom. We have 8 brothers and sisters, 8 of them. 7 of them are still with us today. And my mom was just hungry, man. She was in the military. She almost had her legs blown off in the military. She had one put back on. She just showed up every day. She actually retired last week, 35 years in the military, man. 35 years in the government, serving our country. It almost brings me to tears because I just wanted to make her proud. And I have a grandfather who lost both of his sons. One was murdered and one was tragically killed in an ambulance accident. He was driving the ambulance. And when they passed away, my brother and I were born in this world. My grandfather felt like he had a second chance at love and belief in people. And my grandpa always used to tell me that I was special to him. Anybody ever had that person that told you like you were special, you were meant for more? Anybody ever had that person? Raise your hand if you've had that person in your life and you can think of them. Anybody? And by the way, if you've never had that person, I want you to challenge yourself to become that person for somebody on this team, or become that person that when people look up to you, like my grandfather, he would walk in a room and he was magnetic. It wasn't about him, it was about other people. That's how we win in life. He was never a rich man, but he was the richest man on the planet. Why? Because we had each other. And he showed us what it looked like to show up every day. 50 years he was a teacher. 50 years, man. He gave it all he had until his last breath, and I was sitting right there for him. He's my edge. What's your edge? Who are you doing this for? Why are you doing this? Do you know? You might need to write that down. Why am I doing this? Where do I want to go? I'm sure you guys talk a lot about your whys, but you need to get really clear on it. Because on the toughest days of my life, I know that I got the power of God inside of me, and I know that I got the power of my grandfather, and that he believed that there was something special inside of me, and I was almost I just believed it, man. I just believed it. I saw the way that he talked to me, just like Bree talks to a lot of you guys, just like I heard that energy in her voice. That type of spirit connected me to her. Okay, who I am after I got out of the dealership game, we started the Elliott Group. So if you look down at the bottom picture, this was one of our first sales meetings in Andy Elliott's house 5 years ago. Okay, the other guys in the room, they're no longer with us. I was the last one. Me and my brother were the last people from our original team. A lot of these guys got lost along the way. They got lost in greed, entitlement, and honestly, a lot of them were better salespeople than me. You know, the difference between me and them is I wanted to build a family. I wanted to build a team, and I wasn't willing to give up on my team in the hardest days, and I wanted to be part of this. I want you guys to write this down. We now have, if you look at the very top, we now have, you know, almost 100 people on our team, digitally and in person. We got some of the greatest people in the world. But here's what my team gave me. My team gave me a chance to be respected, #1. So I want you to write this down. My team gave me confidence. Write this down, confidence. My team gave me courage. My team gave me a chance to drive out all my fears and doubts. That's your #4. So with confidence, my team, every time I go somewhere with my team, I feel like I have a chance to take on anybody. We're better together. We're better as a unit. We can beat anybody. I always wanted to be a part of a team. Many of you guys started in this company so you could be a part of a team and culture. I'm going to ask you to contribute more to that than you ever have before, and you can be a part of this original unit that goes and blows up this company. Guys, how would it feel if you look up and there's 200-300 agents in this company in a year from now and you're one of the top people leading an army? What would that feel like? Many of you prayed to have this big opportunity. I'm going to ask you today to challenge yourself in ways that you never challenged yourself before. Why? Because if you do that long enough, and if you act like you own the company long enough, eventually you'll be in charge of the company. I promise you, I was just a regular salesperson and I chased the man and not the money. I want you to write that down. Chase the man and not the money. My team and the power in my team gave me a chance to feel like, man, nobody could squeeze me. Nobody could stop us. And everywhere we go, listen, we've been burned. We've been ridiculed. People have came after us. But when I'm with my team, I know that the power lies within us. If we stick together, we could take on anybody. Do you guys believe that with your team? You need to. You need to get so invested in your team that you believe you can take on anybody. I want you to write this down. My team gives me that Friday night feeling. I've seen some of your guys' sales meetings, man. You guys are getting fired up. It feels like if you guys were an athlete, who's an athlete? Raise your hand. Who's an athlete in the room? Man, does it feel like sometimes you're getting ready to go into a sporting event when you guys are doing your sales meetings? It gets you excited, man. I want you to write this down. A team is one. Everyone is on the same page. Everyone is on the same page. Everyone has the same vision. We understand that putting on our uniforms and we're going to go hit that other team. Nobody would have ever hired me to run their company. Nobody would have ever hired me to do what I'm doing now. But sales gave me that way out. Guys, I'm nobody special. But I'm going to tell you right now, if you master the skill of influence, persuasion, and being a true team player, and then eventually you graduate into leadership, your life will be freaking amazing. But here's what nobody wants to follow, and I want you to write this down. Nobody will follow a dull, disillusioned, freaking crybaby that doesn't have a good perspective. And every single one of you are leaders in here. So I want you to see our team. Here's how some of our guys started out. Many of these guys are seven-figure earners. Many of these guys are at least over $500,000 earners. Okay? Look at some of these guys, man. No matter where you're at. Yeah, we're going to talk a little bit about fitness here. And some of you guys might not like that. But the truth is, you know when you feel the best about yourself. You know when you're working out. You know when you're eating healthy. You know when you're taking good care of yourself. You know when you look in the mirror and you have that shame look where you don't even want to look in the mirror. But you know when you look in the mirror and you're proud of yourself. Raise your hand if you know that feeling and that look when you look in the mirror and you're proud of everything that you're doing. Raise your hand. Okay, I want you to think about that. I want you to think if you can grab that power and you can lean into this message. I'm going to show you what the great separator is and all of the ways that you can win. But if you're not pushing yourself, you're not challenging yourself for total recreation, you're going to lose. This guy right here that I'm circling, this guy on our team is one of our top salespeople. He's a seven-figure earner, had multiple $100,000 months. He's a total savage. This was him when we met him. 16-year drug addict, 4 overdoses, nearly died. His wife pulled the needle out of his hand. He's going to be one of your coaches inside of the Elliott Group. This is him now. He's freaking a superhero. Best energy in the world. He's committed. He wanted to work for us. He moved down here. We made him work at a dealership for a year while we watched and saw what he did. Total recreation, 40 pounds of muscle, perspective on fire. One of the best salespeople in the world. He didn't start out that way, guys. Some of you are like, man, I wasn't born for this. You're leading with your but. You're leading with but this, but I wasn't this, but I don't have that, but. Stop leading with your but. What about starting to say, I can do this? There's nothing different between this person. There's nothing different between the top person in this company and me. Maybe they just work harder in preseason. Maybe they're working harder. Maybe they have new information that I just didn't have. These people were all the same as you. The females in our company, total freaking savages. You're going to see Sierra. She's been best friends with Bree for a long time. That was the wedding that I was at. Man, this girl has a heart of gold. She doesn't give up on people. That guy that I showed you prior to, that was her husband. She was the one that pulled the needle out of his arm. She stayed with him through all that stuff. They got close to God. They gave their life to Jesus, and now they're just moving at a pace that's almost unreal. But you know what? They were stuck in the mud for a long time. And many of you feel that way. And I know exactly where you're at. Maybe you're right here like Maria Kirby. She didn't have any confidence. She moved down here and became this woman. She's now a leader in our company. She's a total killer. Jesse Castillo, Selena. We got plenty of these stories. The great separator for you is going to be chasing the next version of yourself. I want you to write this down. It's not about who you were. It's about who you're becoming. Are you going to get 1% better every single day? Are you going to be a person that does this? Winners live where quitters quit. Are you going to be a person that's known for your work ethic in this room today? On 3, I want you guys to shout out somebody in your company that you feel like has the best work ethic in the entire company. On 3, okay? I don't want you to think about it and not yourself. Okay, on 3, tell me somebody, and those in virtual, put it in the chat. Somebody who has a work ethic that you look up to, that doesn't quit. They live in the zone where other people stop, they keep going. On three, shout their names out. 1, 2, 3. Okay, those people, it's not about what you say about yourself. Understand this. It's about what other people say about you is usually more true than the shit you say about yourself. I want to ask you, is there an area you keep stopping at and going back to the old version of you? Old version of you? Is it your fitness? You get on a good diet, you're healthy, you're running, and then all of a sudden you're like getting complacent and you go back. You got to stop going back. It's time to just keep going forward. In the company, is there a certain amount of dials you hit or maybe revenue you make? Maybe you hit your first 10K month and you start hitting multiple 10K months and then you sell your will to win because that's just enough money for you to get by. Screw having a level 2 or 3 life. 2 clap if you want a level 10 life. A level 10 life. Okay? Give me a Ric Flair if you want a level 10 life. Yes, guys, listen, all of you guys can get a level 10 life. This industry that you're in makes more millionaires than any other industry. Here's the secret though. If you really want to go to become the best, you want to get goated. There's another level where the winners quit, the GOATs, the legends like Andy Elliott, they keep going and they will outlast and out-train for a longer period of time. I want you to write this down. You have to be able to outlast your peers. You have to. That's more calls than people. That's working harder than most people. You have to be this inside of the company, and then we're going to get into some sales. But I got to set the mindset clear. Inside your company, I want you to write this down, contributor versus consumer. And I need you to please take an audit right now and slow down for a second. Let's slow down. A contributor. This is somebody that contributes energy to the team. This is somebody that contributes belief, mindset. This is somebody that's very loving. They actually have an afterglow when you're around them of like selflessness. Like you feel more important when you're around them. They don't make, it's not all about them. You could be a top producer in this company like me, many years. For 5-6 years of my career when I was 20 to 25 years old, I ran people over, man. I wasn't a good salesperson to be around. It was all about me. I was a killer. I was one of the best in the country. I was getting mentored. I was paying for training. But you know what I wasn't doing? It wasn't until I had my daughter at 26 years old that I self-reflected on how I was treating people. There's probably some people that I probably ruined in sales that maybe never got back into sales because of the way that I treated them. After I started to self-assess who I was, it was about who I became. You could be in this company and you could be a consumer, and I want you to write this down. Do I suck the life out of the company? Am I a person that's constantly, people have to like sell to, they got to rev up to go get my goals? Do people have to rev me up to go get my goals? See, Bree probably has some top producers on her team that she almost has to calm down. There's probably a couple of you she has to kind of calm down and kind of freaking put the leash on because you're freaking psycho competitors like me. Those are going to be the people that kick freaking ass. Those are going to be the people that get that life where the boat pulls up right behind their house. They can jump in the freaking ocean. They got the yacht. Couple of years, they're a millionaire. They can look at their bank account and they got a couple million in the bank. Guys, can that happen inside of this company? Can it? Yeah. I know some people that make multiple 7 figures in your industry. There's no different than them, than you. In fact, some of them have more problems than you. You can do it, but you got to be a contributor versus a consumer. And I want you to memorize that. As you're running around in this company, I want you to think, is this something that a contributor would do, or is this something that a little baby ass consumer would do? Am I sucking the life out or am I pouring it in? Okay, now let's get into some of the topics that I need you to understand in order to be the best. When people get into sales, one of the things that they underestimate the most is the work ethic. This is not a 9 to 5. Guys, this is you becoming your own entrepreneur. This is you running your own business. This is you holding yourself accountable. This is you outlasting everybody. If you want that big dream and you pray to God and you get on your knees and then you get off of them, are you willing to work on it? And are you willing to give it all you got? Are you willing to sacrifice? Are you willing to sacrifice? Write that word down. What am I willing to sacrifice? Am I willing to sacrifice a weekend? Am I willing to sacrifice going to the bar at night with some of the buddies and then waking up not wanting to work the next day? Am I willing to sacrifice some of these old habits that aren't serving the future version of me? Think about it, guys. If you want to become a millionaire, is it going to take new habits and a new work ethic? Raise your hand. Raise your hand if you believe that there's some new habits you got to have. 2 clap for that. Yes, good. Then we're on the same page. So some of you guys, it's laziness. You're just lazy. And if you woke up and you weren't lazy and you just started actually working, you would win. okay? Number 2 thing that you gotta have is audacity. If you wanna become the best salesperson in the world, and by the way, this kind of relates into dating too, guys. I'm just gonna be honest. If you don't have like good audacity, if you can't walk up to somebody with some remarkable boldness, then you're never gonna be able to get that girl. I remember when my wife was sitting at the bar with some of her friends and I saw her, she was the hottest one there. And like there was a seat next to like the average one, and then there was a seat next to like the highest, the top notch freaking creme de la creme of the girls. I was like, oh shit, man. All right, let me go. I'm going this way. I had to have audacity. I had to be bold. There might be some different things in negotiations and persuasion that if you just had a little bit more audacity, if you just had a little bit more charisma, you would win, okay? For audacity, I want you to write this down. You need boldness to initiate. You got to be an initiator. I know you guys take a lot of leads on the phone, but man, I bet you that your future customers are walking by you every single day. I bet you those future relationships are walking by you every single day. Can you be an opener, not just a closer? Can you be the initiator? I challenge my team all the time. I'm like, man, I love the word closer, but can you open the deals? They can't even close unless you open them. Are you an initiator? Whether it's cold calling or asking for business or approaching a romantic person that you're like, I want to get that person. Well, it's gonna take audacity, okay? Let me tell you about in sales. You know, if the prospect says no, do you have some audacity to like keep going, to keep pushing it? Do you have the audacity to keep figuring out different ways to do some creative follow-up? That's why audacity is the most important thing to me, because it's about making those phone calls. It's about putting yourself out there. It's about not being scared of rejection. Most of the time, the reason why salespeople fail is because they're reluctant, because they're scared. Don't be scared, man. Sales is self-development in disguise. I want you to write that down. When you're self-developing and you're becoming this new person, many of you guys might not know this, but like I was really pretty introverted when I started in the Elliott Group. I was a good salesperson, but I didn't like what we're doing now. I didn't like public speaking. Anybody got a fear of public speaking? Raise your hand. Raise your hand. Yeah, you're like, screw that. Even the ones that really got a fear of public speaking didn't want to raise their hand. They're like, screw that, I'm not doing that. Hey, I've been there, man. Listen, if you want to grow, you know, you're gonna have to put yourself out there. You got to chase some of those fears. I remember going to my first Toastmasters and doing my first Zoom calls. It was so uncomfortable. My goal is to chase that butterfly feeling, that shit that I don't want to do. Anybody know those butterflies that you get in your stomach? That you're like, I don't know if I should do this. Dude, if you don't have the audacity to lean into that, that's not anxiety, that's excitement. You got to reframe the way you're thinking. You got to reframe it. Man, I'm nervous. No, you're not, dude, you're excited. My daughter, she's a world champion cheerleader. We were just in Orlando, not far from you guys. And I remember she went on stage, she was getting ready to go on stage for this cheerleading competition. And it's her first year in cheer, but she's been dancing since she could walk. And they recruited her on this cheerleading team because she's a national champion in multiple genres in dance. And she walked up to me, she said, Daddy, I'm really nervous to go on this stage. I'm like, this is my first big cheer competition. It's the world champions. And I'm like, baby girl, they put you in the center. They put you they recruited you for a reason. That's not nervousness that you're facing. That's excitement. When the lights come on and you've done the practice and you've done the repetition and you've watched all the film, it's gonna be like muscle memory. How many times do we pick up the phone and just because we don't have the repetition or we don't have the scripts down, now it's in the light and what we did in the dark isn't showing in the light because we didn't do anything in the dark to get better. She went out there and killed that competition. And after the competition, all these parents were coming up to her and they were telling her how good she did. She's like, oh man, you did so good, you did so good. And she pulled me aside and she said, Dad, what could I have done to get better? What could I have done to get better? She like pulls me down, she whispers in my ear, what could I have done to get better? Can we go back to the hotel and watch film? Did you record the whole thing? I'm like, yeah, I did. She asked me to go back and watch film. She's 9 years old. That's the traits of a winner. Okay, but she has the audacity to chase those butterflies. Some of us, we need to get there. 2 clap if you want to have more audacity. 2 clap, man. 2 clap if you'll chase some of those butterflies. Come on, you got to. Okay, repetition, guys, write this down. If you're going to be the best salesperson in the world, repetition is the mother of all skill. If you're not getting repetition on your scripts, on your pitches, on your presentation, on your approach, you're never gonna master your message, okay? You don't start to get good, you get good by doing it over and over again. So you gotta do it over and over again. I want you to write this down. Losers, Kelsey, losers, Dan, Leo, listen to this. Losers practice until they get it right one time. Winners practice till they can't get it wrong. They practice till they can't get it wrong. If I asked you right now, if I were to pull you up, stand you up, and hit you with an objection right now, would you be able to bury that in front of everybody? Anybody? Anybody? Okay, I'm telling you right now, chase the audacity. Is there one person, if I hit you with an objection right now, feel like you could bury it with your script? Okay, the next time we come on here, I want somebody to bury a script. Actually, Bree, should we challenge one person? Do you got one person? Do you got two people that we could see, that we could hit with an objection? Who do we got? Come on, there's...
I'd say the two new guys.
Okay, who are those guys?
Jacob's freaking out right now. Jacob's about to pee his pants.
Okay. Why don't...
freaking out.
Okay, why don't... Let's do this. I want the two guys in the front. I want the two guys in the front. The one that I talked about being a leader, I want him to step up. And I want the guy in the black next to him. Yep, you two, stand up. Give me your top objection that you're facing. The top objection that you get. How long have you guys been selling?
2.5 months.
Okay, what about my guy next to you?
4 years.
Okay, so my guy, 4 years, what's your name?
Nacho.
Nacho?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you look like Nacho, man. I like that, dude. I like that. I would have said that, but that's good. I like that. That's a good name. What's my man next to you's name? What's your name, brother?
Nicholas.
Okay, Nicholas and Nacho. This is a face-off. I like this. Guys, listen. I don't care how you handle it. I care about, like, you not trying to figure out what I want you to say. I just want to see how you handle a basic objection. Give me an objection that you face.
I'm not looking for insurance.
Okay, let's do that one. Okay, Nicholas, say that we go through the whole thing. We go through the rapport. We built rapport. You know me, I'm Evan Macklin. I'm 35 years old. I'm running a sales training company. I've got a team. I've got this. I've got a family. And then I tell you, hey, dude, I'm just not looking for insurance right now. How would you handle it? Go.
Hey, Evan, I know insurance isn't the most interesting thing in the world, but I did get your information and inquiry here saying that you were looking for insurance.
Okay.
Just happening to get tired of all the phone calls, or you lose interest for any other reason? What's going on?
Dude, honestly, as I thought about it, I'm just not interested right now.
Okay, so you're not interested. I mean, at one point you were.
Okay.
I could go over some quotes and stuff, just so you can get a general idea of what you would be looking at. But, I mean, what's your situation? Have you just lost your coverage? I mean, are you looking to lower your rates?
Yeah, I was just looking to lower my rate potentially.
Okay. I mean, if you're just looking to lower your rates, I've got a ton of options here for you in your zip code. You're still at 33132, correct?
Yep.
Okay. I've already got your age 35. I mean, you can have full coverage for, I mean, between $200 to $300. Is that right about where you'd go?
Yep.
Okay, great. I mean, are you a generally healthy guy?
Yeah, I'm super healthy. Look at these look at these biceps, baby.
Yeah, you look great, bro. You look great. I can see you on the screen here. So, do you have any pre-existing conditions or medications you're looking for coverage with? I'm
just bipolar. I'm just a psycho competitor. I'm freaking full of fire. I'm ready to kill.
Okay, undiagnosed, or you just got it?
I just diagnosed it myself right now. I don't know what it is.
So excellent, man. I'm going to point you in the right direction. That's really what I'm here for. I'm not here to tell you that I've got one thing that's going to fix all your problems. I mean, if you don't really need coverage for anything more than just emergencies, general wellness and health checkups, you've got options available to you through the private sector.
Okay.
Or if you want to do things based on your income, you'd be looking at the public marketplace Obamacare options.
Okay.
Do you know how much you'd be making this year per se?
Multiple seven figures, probably $1.5 million, let's say.
Okay, so they're not going to give you much of a discount on Obamacare. Keep in mind, it's still offered to you, but given where you're at and you're very healthy, you could leverage your health by going through a private option. I mean, there's Blue Cross, Blue Shield, but you don't really have any pre-existing conditions here. You don't need coverage for anything, so I would more point you towards something that would leverage your health and get you the best rates based on your health.
Okay.
You already told me 200, 300, that sounds good for you. Can we hop on a screen share so you can show you exactly what I'm looking at here?
Okay, guys, first give him a round of applause for a second. Hey, he doesn't really sound that nervous. I'll tell you one thing, he kept pushing through. His script sounded pretty good. Like, he just kept going. He didn't sound flustered. I want you to write this down. Some of us just need to push through more. Like, we just need to go, willing to go a couple of rounds with the customer. Guys, did his state lower when I kept hitting him with a couple of things? Not really. He kept a pretty good attitude. How many times does a salesperson go through the process and right when they get hit with an objection, their attitude lowers? Like, those are good things. There's a couple of things that he could have did better, which I'm going to show you, but that was not bad, especially jumping up in front of everybody. I love that. All right, my man, Nacho. All right, Nachos, let's go, Nachos. All right.
So we're starting same objection.
Same objection. I just say, hey, I'm just not. I mean, what do we say? Not interested right now.
Not interested right now. Okay,
Yeah.
I can completely understand that, Evan. I've been doing this for a while, and I know when you're looking online, originally you had something that made you look, right? Whether it's the coverage is not working for you, maybe you're losing coverage, maybe the price isn't working out for you. Through that process, you start getting bombarded with a bunch of different calls from different agents and things like that. I just want to let you know what's different about myself. All right, as an advisor, my license does give me access to all your options, both public and privately. So if you've already done a little bit of research and you've seen prices that maybe are not working for you or plans that don't really improve your situation to compare to what you have, I'm letting you know there are options that you're not able to see that I do have access to.
Yeah, I appreciate, Nacho, I appreciate that, man, but I'm just not interested right now, bro. Like, thank you so much, bro. I appreciate you, though.
Let me guess, you've been getting a bunch of phone calls, Evan?
Yeah.
All right, well then let me at least do this one thing for you. Let me at least make sure these calls stop, just so that you don't continue to get harassed by people like me.
Okay.
Sound good?
Okay.
Perfect. So the main reason we're reaching out is because your file does show that you're showing uninsured. So I can go ahead and update your file on my end just to make sure that you don't get any more calls.
Okay.
Do you have a plan through your employer?
Yeah, I do. I've got coverage through them, or I had it and then I lost it.
Okay. And you look like a healthy guy. Is it you and your family on that plan?
Yeah.
Okay. So employer plans are normally what I'd recommend, especially for an individual.
Yeah.
Simply because the employer will cover 50% or more of your premiums. Now, when you start to add family members, it does start to get pretty expensive to add them on because they're not required to cover.
Yeah, Nacho, I love that, but I'm just not even interested right now. Can you just take me off the list?
Okay, no worries. I definitely want to do that for you, but I also don't want to leave you like on a bad situation where you're not getting the coverage that you could qualify for. I understand right now may not be a good time, and I don't want to bombard you with too much information. How about I just send you an email with some options just so you have something to compare it to, and that way you know that you're not.
Yeah, send me an email.
Yeah, all right. I got your email here. It's evanmacklin@elliottgroup.com. Is that good?
Yep.
Perfect. All right, and then just to make sure I'm sending the right information, as I mentioned before, I do have a lot of different options available. Can you just give me the ages for you and the family?
35, 9, 6, and 2.
Oh, congratulations on the big family. I'm
Thank
one
you.
of 3 brothers.
Thank you.
I like that. And then you guys are all pretty healthy. Is your family following suit just like you?
Yeah.
Perfect. And you're self-employed or what do you do for work?
Nacho, I gotta go, bro.
No worries, man. Let me just get a couple things out of you, and I'll send over some information.
All right, Nacho, sit down. Give him a round of applause. It sounds like he's just gonna rotate me all day long. Guys, listen. I love that. Look, man, I'm gonna be real with you guys. There's gonna be some people that learn some new language that sound a little bit different than the competition. Guys, do you want to sound the same as every other insurance guy, or do you guys want to sound a little different so you can get some different results? Who wants to sound a little different? Okay, I'm gonna show you guys something real quick. Do you guys want to see how Andy Elliott? If I brought Andy Elliott in the Zoom right now, would you want to see how he would handle it? Would you guys want to see that? Okay, I got Andy right here, and I'm gonna have him handle this for you guys. Are you guys excited to hear this?
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Okay, guys, hold on. And what type of insurance are we selling again?
Help.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Andy Elliott. How can I help?
All right, guys, I got Andy's AI platform here. This thing is crazy. We uploaded 10 million minutes of Andy in here. Watch how he handles this stuff. And I'm going to encourage you guys to start learning some new language so you sound different. Listen to what he says.
Hey, you still grinding on that 10 million upload? What's the move? Scale or dominate?
Hey Andy, I am an insurance agent and I'm trying to sell health insurance. I'm getting some inbound leads and then some of these people are saying they're not interested. How would you handle it?
All right, listen up. When someone says they're not interested, that's not the end of the conversation. It's the start. First, don't take it at face value. Not interested usually means they don't see the value yet. So flip it, say, hey, I totally get it. Most people I talk to feel the same way at first, but let me ask you this. If there was a way to protect your family's future without breaking the bank, wouldn't it be worth a quick chat? You're not selling insurance, you're selling peace of mind. You with me?
I love that. Andy, let's go a little bit more aggressive. Paint a picture and tell a story so that way I can kind of get over that. Let's go like round 2. They still say they're not interested. How would you handle it?
All right, Evan, picture this. I'm sitting across from a guy who says, Andy, I'm not interested. I lean in calm but firm and say, listen, I hear you, but let me ask you something. If your kid got sick tomorrow and you didn't have the right coverage, how would that feel? Would you regret not taking 10 minutes to protect them today? Pause. Let that sink in. Then I'd hit him with this. I'm not here to sell you insurance. I'm here to make sure you never have to look your family in the eyes and say, I didn't do enough. So what's stopping us from getting this handled right now? You see what I did there? I made it real. I made it personal. That's how you break through. You with me?
Andy, that's a little aggressive. Let's dial it back a little bit and not sound as pushy, but still paint a really nice story.
All right, Evan, let's soften it up, but still make it stick. Picture this. I'm talking to someone who says they're not interested. I'd say, hey, I totally get it. Most people I talk to feel the same way at first. But let me share something real quick. I had a client, a dad, who said the same thing. A year later, he called me back, and you know what he said? He said, Andy, I wish I'd listened. My wife got sick and we didn't have the coverage. It crushed us. That's why I do this. I don't want anyone else to go through that. So let me ask you, if we could find something that fits your budget and protects your family, wouldn't it be worth a quick look? You see how that's softer but still powerful? It's about connecting, not pushing. You with me?
Guys, what did you think about that? Okay, some new language. Guys, listen, repetition. You guys like that? It's called painting picture and telling a story. Studying some people outside of your industry, like getting some mentorship. We're going to kind of talk about that, and I'm going to give you a chance to join that AI too, so that way you can have that if that's something that you want to invest in yourself. But listen, the key thing is this. You have to refine your scripts. Write this down. Add better stories and better questions. Present with more flow, more ease. Take friction out of the deal. Man, listen, what's your tonality look like? If they're like, man, I'm just not interested, are you like, oh, or are you like, oh, dude, I totally get it. Hey, real quick, it reminds me of a customer that reached out to me, and man, unfortunately, this guy called me back about a year ago, and guys, you probably have some of these stories that you can draw on in your office. He called me back, and he said, Evan, I wish I would have took you up on that offer because somebody got sick in my family, and unfortunately, I had to tell them that I didn't get the right coverage and the right insurance. Man, think about how that would feel for you to not step up and get the right coverage by the right agent that you can call at any time when you're going through something. Like, are you going to be able to paint a picture, tell a story, but still be able to have a smile on your face, still be able to talk? Guys, let me see your smiles. Let me see what you look like. Smile real quick. Come on. Yeah, okay. Some of you guys need to work on the smile. You look like serial killers, okay? Okay. All right, guys. Dan, let me see the smile, Big Dan. Yeah, Dan. All right, good. Oh, Dan's a fan favorite apparently. Let's go. All right, good. Okay, guys, discipline. Write this down. Discipline. You got to have the discipline for follow-up, man. You got to be the person that's willing to go the 5th, 6th, 7th touch. Look, man, most salespeople, the national average in your guys' industry is 1.4 follow-ups. You know, the big deals, those are done on the 5th to the 7th touch. Some of my biggest deals right now are a year later. Man, anything I've ever done in my life has taken a longer period of time. You guys might find that one client that leads to the many, that leads to the referrals, but you need for your clients to fill this. Write this down. I want my clients to have the ambition. I want my clients to have the ambition that I am the most relentless, passionate salesperson that they've ever met. I want them to feel that. I want them to be like, oh my gosh. Like, I have the ambition that my clients believe that I'm the most relentless, passionate salesperson that they've ever seen. I want them to feel that way. A lot of people you're going to talk to are in business. They're in sales. If you don't have the time to follow up, you're never going to make the money. Biggest deals I've ever done in my life didn't happen at the first question or the first presentation. Number 4, your intuition. Guys, write this down. Intuition lets you qualify the lead before wasting a pitch. Know what fits. Some clients aren't right for the highest ticket product. You got to know that. You need to use cues like income, lifestyle, different things going on in their life that you can say, man, this person might fit in this product. Okay? Dude, listen, this also applies to like dating, man. Look, if you don't have the intuition if like this girl's liking you or not, and you're just being a weirdo and a creep, you ain't never, it's just like, come on, man, you got to figure that out. You got to know that, man. Like when you meet people, do you have like are you watching them? Are you watching the way they talk, the way they move? Do you have good people skills? You need to match them with the right offer. You got to see like what kind of relationship might work for them and you and where they're going and what they're thinking. Man, I can't go anywhere with my wife now. Every time we're at dinner, I'm watching how people talk, the watch they have. I'm watching the way they look at their time, the clock, their eyes. I'm obsessed with it, man. You know why I became one of the best salespeople in the world? Is because I was reading more books than everybody. How to Win Friends and Influence People. Psycho-cybernetics. I was going crazy on this shit, man. Okay, next thing that happened once I developed that was confidence. Confidence is how you deliver the close. No waffling, no fear, just a straight up delivery that sounds amazing. You're not scared to deliver it. You make a strong recommendation based off of what you know about the clients. Guys, you gotta find their desire, their deepest need. If you wanna be the best in this business, you gotta find the pain point, the deepest desire, and then shut them down. Okay? Now, number 6 is character. Listen, man, if you want to build a dependable business, character means you deliver on what you promise. It builds trust, it builds referrals, it builds long-term success. If you said you'd follow up at a certain point, do it. If you said that, if you promise something with the product, make sure they get it and make sure it's done. Make sure it's done timely. Character makes people tell stories about you. It makes people want to introduce you. Like, do you walk in the room and everybody's like, man, that's my insurance girl. That's Kelsey. She's freaking fire. She delivers on everything she says. Like she's a killer. She lives, eat, and breathe this business. That's Dan the Man. You don't know Dan the Man? Dude, everybody knows Dan the Man. Dude, he's the best sales agent in the world. He's on fire. Do they say that about you? Okay? The last thing I want to talk to you guys about leads into a couple of quick things, and then I'm going to give you something right now. Guys, give me a 2 clap if you're getting some value. 2 clap. Give me a Ric Flair if you're getting some value. Give me a 2 clap if you found one thing that you can change. And this is my leadership section for 10 minutes, and then I got something special that Bree wanted me to tell you guys about. Okay, so this is super important. Everybody, what's your energy look like right now? Are you locked in? Are you sitting at the front of your seat? Or are you like starting to get a little tired, a little bitch ass sleepy? You're like, I got to get back to my cubicle and do the same old shit that's getting me the same old results. Or are you like, no man, I'm going to find out what this guy knows. Every single thing. Moral authority, write that word down. Moral authority. Here's what moral authority is. Moral authority is when you walk into the room, people know you're the expert. People know based off your prior successes that you're a winner. They can look in your eyes, the way that you carry yourself, your discipline blade, that when you walk in, you're different. When I walk through the airport, when I walk into a party, just like I did with Bree, she was like, what's going on? Like, what the heck is this? Because they can feel it. Guys, have you ever been into a room, like, let's just talk about like a house for a second. Anybody ever been in a house where it's like you walk in and the energy's dark and you're like, this place feels weird? Or a church, you're like, I don't want to go in here and praise God in this church. This is weird. I don't know. Something's different. But then you walk into a place and you're like, man, the energy's great. And then you see somebody, you're like, that guy's got to be famous. Something's going on. There's an energy that they possess. We can all get there. It's a frequency that you need to carry. And that frequency is you were an overcomer, and although you got your balls kicked in, you still showed up every single day and gave it all you got. What will happen is this. Then you become a leader with moral authority. When I walk in to give a sales meeting to my team, the reason why they listen to me is because of my prior successes. Who wants to become a leader in this company where you're making leadership money and you're building a team? Does anybody want to be that way? Anybody want to build a badass team? Okay, in order to do that, everyone in the market must know who you are. Everyone must know how hard you work. Everyone must know where you're going. They must know your vision. Everyone must know the type of people that you've developed. Why would you start developing when you get the title and not start showing how people develop through your own self-leadership? This is the key to growing in this organization. Self-leadership. Lead yourself. Don't be telling people to do shit you're not willing to do. Be the person that when they look at you, you're the example. Once that happens, then you can go to build other leaders. Building other leaders is amazing because they know you're not a hypocrite. Anybody want to follow a hypocrite? Anybody want to follow a hypocrite that tells you shit that they're not willing to do? Guys, this is why I love Bree. She wants to go on a journey, and she's going on this journey. Whether you're with her or not, but I swear to God, you better be with her, because she is a person that loves you guys more than you even freaking know. If Bree was outside getting jumped in the parking lot, would you help her? Would you save her? Would you be the first one out there? I would. You know what? Because she has your back. So if she wants to change, but you've been like kind of talking shit in the corner, like, I can't believe she's doing this shit. She got all fired up at an Andy Elliott event. Oh yeah, Bro, you're a piece of shit, man. Like, that sucks that somebody wants to change and get better and self-lead, and you're holding them back. You're a consumer. You're actually cancer. That's actually cancerous, because it spreads into the next person. So I want to challenge you today. When you lead, the stuff that comes out of your mouth either speaks life into people or it brings them back down. The reason why we have the best sales team in the world is because all of them, just like you, are all leaders, okay? And then what happens once you build other leaders? Everybody in your company starts to grow. Everything, the culture shifted. Every single person is building other leaders that come into the company, and now you guys are on fire. Now you guys are growing a company bigger than Max or bigger than any other agency out there. How is it going to happen? Well, it's going to happen with Nacho. It's going to happen with Nicholas. It's going to happen with iPhone, with Dan, with Leo. It's going to happen with everybody, man. But if you're not willing to step up, just step out. Like, step up or step out, man. This is Lock In 2025. Everybody say Lock In 2025.
Lock In 2025.
Okay, your biggest goal for 2025 should be to develop yourself. Many of you guys, I don't doubt that you don't work hard, but you got to start working harder on yourself than you do the job. You got to start really putting some pressure on you. Get in the gym, stick to a diet, become the best version of yourself. You can chase money your whole life. I've done it. I've hit the $1 million years and then looked down and I wasn't happy because I wasn't happy with myself, because I wasn't being the best dad that I could be. I wasn't being the best in my fitness. I don't want to be a one-dimensional salesperson. Guys, how many of you guys have been one-dimensional where it's all been success and it hasn't been gym, personal development, developing yourself? Anybody been there where it's all about success? And then you look down and you're like not happy, or you get out of shape because you're not doing what you need to do? Dan, you been there? Everybody, Leo, you been there? I've been there, man. Don't fall for that bullshit. Write that word down. Become multi-dimensional. Be the best version of yourself. I know you guys are all single motherfuckers, but one day you're going to have a family. You know, you're going to close some actual deals. You guys are going to become real salespeople where you go out there and you got the hottest spouse in the damn world like me. Okay? I'm going to challenge you. Okay? But it's going to take you locking in this year. 2 good years can change everything. So let's level up together. I freaking love you guys. Everybody stand up real quick, every single person. And I want you guys all to repeat after me. Okay? I want you guys to do this the loudest out of any company I've ever done this. And plus, you got to believe it. When I say who's got it better than us, I want you to mentally believe and to think. You're in the United States of America. You got the best job on the planet. You're in the insurance space. It makes more millionaires than anybody in the world. You got the opportunity. You got the job. Now it's time to give it all you got. Now it's time to leave it out all on the floor so you can get that house, you can get that car, you can get that freedom. Nobody will ever put their freaking thumb on you. You will create the life that you always knew and you always told everybody you were gonna go get, and you're gonna prove all the fucking haters wrong. Anybody who never believed in you, anybody who ever said you were stupid, anybody who didn't believe in you, you are going to make it happen in this company. You're gonna be a contributor. You're gonna get in the best shape. You're gonna be mentally sharper, and you're gonna be more prepared, and you're gonna be happy with yourself. At the end of 2025, you will be happy. You looked up, you put more money in the bank, you walk in, you got respect on your name, you totally recreated. That's what Lock In 2025 is. It's version 2.0 of this company. It's going to the next gear. So when I say who's got it better than us, I want you to yell nobody. And I want to run this 3 times. Who's got it better than us? And I want you to say nobody. Okay, so give me, when I say it, I want you guys to get freaking crazy. And I want you guys to show each other what it looks like to really bring that passion into this office. And then I want you guys to take this passion and every day use it to go bury the competition. Okay, so repeat after me. Well, I'm going to say who's got it better than us, and then I want you to say nobody. Okay, ready? Who's got it better than us?
Nobody!
Who's got it better than us?
Nobody!
Who's got it better than us?
Nobody!
All right, guys, turn to your neighbor and say, level up. Dude, today's the day. Day one, lock in 2025. Lock in 2025. Lock in, lock in, lock in, lock in. Love you guys. Love you guys. All right, guys, you're the true 1%ers. You made it to the end of the video. Let's go. Like, comment so we know who you are down below, and then share this video to somebody else who needs it. And also turn your notifications on because we got the fire coming every single day. Amazing. We'll see you at the next video. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.